to slam the GLK. So we have brand new OEM springs that I ordered up. So we will be replacing both driver and passenger rear springs on the GLK. Relatively straightforward, but one of the big things you're going to need is a spring compressor tool. Now, not just your run-of-the-mill aftermarket tool that you're going to need. You're going to need a Mercedes-Benz specific tool to do this properly, but also safely. I will leave a link down in the description below for all the products that we've used in today's episode, but specifically the spring compressor tool as well. So let me get the camera flipped around and we'll show you what it's all about. This is brand new out of the box, and we'll open it up right now. So it does come with the protective case, storage case, which is very nice. We'll get that opened up, and as you can see here, this is what you're going to need to replace the rear springs. This was about $94 if I'm not mistaken. May have been even a little bit cheaper than that. This showed up within 2 days as well, so very quick shipping from Amazon. And again, guys, the amount of money we're going to save doing this yourself, this tool pays for itself well. So now that we have the lower shield removed from the control arm, all we're going to do now is get this spring compressed. We do not want to start loosening the 3 bolts on the lower control arm until we do have this spring basically in control. And what we're going to do is have to get the spring compressor in there. So all we're going to do is take the spring compressor tool, and it's going to slide up through the bottom of the control arm. Alright guys, so first bolt I'm going to at least loosen up is going to be the main lower control arm bolt. That's going to be a specialized socket, an E20, and on the back side I currently have a 13/16 open end wrench. Alright guys, so we have that pretty well loosened off. I'm not going to pull that out completely just yet. To remove the lower sway bar end link bolt, we're going to be using another E12 socket, and we're going to use a deep 13 millimeter. Set those aside so you don't lose them. Next, we're going to remove fully the lower shock absorber bolt. We're going to need a long 17 mil, and for the bolt side we're going to be using an E14. Again, I'll leave a link down in the description below for a full set of these if you don't already have them. Alright guys, that was pretty quick. We finally have the old spring removed from the driver's side. As you can see, it's fully compressed, and now we need to remove this spring compressor. And then all you're going to do is slowly back this off. It's that simple. These spring compressors are very good. The Mercedes-Benz design is excellent versus those clamp-on styles. But again, you want to be very cautious with these. Take your time and do not rush it. There's a lot of energy stored up in these springs when they're compressed, and you do not want any injuries. So now that this is fully loose, we can release it from the locking plate. Basically, we just need to align the bars, slide this fully out, remove our plates. And it's as easy as that, guys. We now have the old rear coil spring removed. Right, guys, we have the brand new coil spring compressed there. Didn't bother filming that. Now we got to get it up in place. All right, guys, so as you see, we have the spring in, and then you want to make sure it's sitting on the rear lip of the lower control arm. I know you can't quite see what I'm talking about there, but you'll understand when you have the car apart. So at this point, guys, we're going to slowly raise this up. We want to make sure that spring stays in place. And the other thing is, it is a little bit awkward on this specific model with the GLK, as the spring actually does sit slightly at an angle. It's very odd, but again guys, as you raise this up, it should go into place. At this point, we're going to install shock absorber bolt and nut. I'm just going to tighten this up a bit. You do not want to have this snug. We'll snug everything up and torque it after we have the entire control arm in place. So that's still loose there, as you can see, but we have enough bite that it's holding it. And now we can continue jacking the lower control arm up. Once you have all three of those bolts in place, the shock absorber, the sway bar end link, and your lower control arm bolt, now we can tighten these up. If you enjoyed today's episode, that is how to replace the rear coil springs on your Mercedes-Benz. Very simple process. It took us honestly about 2 hours, I would say at the most. It was about $94, and again, I spent about $300 on the rear coil springs, and they are the OEM manufactured springs. So we saved a ton of money purchasing those. Be sure to check out those links down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for your love and support. Be sure to leave your thoughts and comments down below. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button if you aren't currently subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate your support, and it means so much to me and the channel. Otherwise, guys, you know what to do. Until next time, keep red full throttle.